In this, we will talk about French history and how French became rich. Let's start. French history is a rich and complex tapestry, spanning thousands of years and encompassing a wide variety of peoples, cultures, and events. From the earliest days of the Celtic tribes who inhabited the region to the modern era of the Fifth Republic, French history is marked by a series of significant events, movements, and figures that have shaped the country and the world. One of the earliest periods in French history is the Roman era, which began in the 1st century BC and lasted for nearly 5 centuries. During this time, the Roman Empire conquered Gaul, as the region that is now France was known, and established a number of settlements and cities, including the capital of Lugdunum, present-day Lyon. Roman rule brought many changes to Gaul, including the introduction of Christianity, the establishment of a centralized government, and the construction of roads, aqueducts, and other infrastructure. Following the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century AD, the region was overrun by Germanic tribes, including the Franks. These tribes eventually established the Merovingian dynasty, which ruled France for nearly 300 years. The Merovingian era was marked by a number of significant events, including the establishment of the first French law code, the Edict of Paris, and the rise of the Carolingian dynasty, which would go on to rule France for over 2 centuries. The Middle Ages were a time of great change and upheaval in France. The Capetian dynasty came to power in the 10th century and ruled for nearly 300 years. During this time, the monarchy became more centralized, and the country was divided into provinces, each with its own governor. The Middle Ages also saw the emergence of powerful noble families, such as the Plantagenets, who would go on to play a major role in French politics and history. The Renaissance and the Age of Enlightenment were both key periods in French history that had a profound impact on the country and the world. The Renaissance was marked by a renewed interest in classical learning and art, and saw the emergence of such figures as Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Rabelais. The Age of Enlightenment, on the other hand, was marked by a focus on reason and science, and saw the rise of figures such as Voltaire, Rousseau, and Diderot. The French Revolution, which began in 1789, was one of the most significant events in French history. The revolution saw the overthrow of the monarchy, the establishment of a republic, and the Reign of Terror, during which thousands of people were executed. The revolution also led to the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte, who established himself as ruler of France and went on to conquer much of Europe. The 19th century was a time of great change in France. The country underwent significant industrialization, and the population grew rapidly. The century also saw the rise of democracy and the emergence of a number of political movements, including socialism and nationalism. Additionally, the country was involved in a number of conflicts, including the Franco-Prussian War and the 2 World Wars. The 20th century was marked by a number of significant events in French history, including the 2 World Wars, the rise of fascism and the Nazi occupation during World War II, and the Algerian War of Independence. Additionally, the country underwent significant social and cultural changes, including the rise of feminism and the gay rights movement. Today, France is a republic with a strong tradition of democracy. The country is a major economic power and a leader in the European Union. France is home to a diverse population and a rich cultural heritage, which continues to influence the world in many ways. France has a long and storied history of wealth and prosperity, dating back to the days of the French monarchy and continuing through to the present day. There are a number of factors that have contributed to the country's wealth, including its colonial empire, its industrial development in the 19th century, and its strong economy post-World War II. One of the key factors that helped France become rich was its colonial empire. Beginning in the 16th century, French explorers and settlers began to establish settlements in the Americas, Africa, and Asia. These colonies provided France with valuable resources and markets, and helped to fuel the country's economy. Additionally, the French government was able to extract large amounts of wealth from its colonies through taxes, tariffs, and other means. Another important factor in France's wealth was its industrial development in the 19th century. During this time, the country underwent a period of rapid industrialization, with new factories and industries springing up all over the country. This led to an increase in productivity, which in turn led to higher wages for workers and greater profits for factory owners. Additionally, the French government invested heavily in infrastructure, such as roads and railroads, which helped to facilitate the movement of goods and people throughout the country. After the World War II, France was able to rebuild its economy quickly, thanks in part to the Marshall Plan, which provided significant economic aid to Western European countries. Additionally, the French government implemented policies aimed at promoting economic growth, such as encouraging investment in new industries and providing subsidies to small businesses. France also has a well-educated workforce and a strong tradition of innovation in fields such as fashion, luxury goods, and cuisine. The country has been a leader in the fashion industry for centuries, with famous designers such as Coco Chanel and Yves Saint Laurent shaping the industry. Additionally, the country is home to many luxury goods companies, such as Hermès and Louis Vuitton, which are renowned for their high-quality products. Furthermore, French cuisine is widely considered to be some of the finest in the world, and the country is home to many Michelin-starred restaurants. In addition to its economic contributions, France also boasts a rich cultural heritage that attracts millions of tourists each year. The country is home to many famous landmarks, such as the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and Notre Dame Cathedral, as well as numerous museums, art galleries, and historical sites. Additionally, the country has a vibrant art scene, with famous French authors, painters, and musicians having left an indelible mark on the cultural landscape. All these factors have contributed to France's wealth and prosperity. Today, the country is one of the wealthiest and most developed nations in the world, with a high standard of living and a strong economy. Despite facing economic challenges in recent years, France remains a major player on the global stage and is likely to continue to be a major economic power for many years to come.